Hello, Ron here, aka Mac, and welcome back. Today, I figured with the Starfarer out of the way for the 2.3 patch, it's time to look at the Xi'An AopoA Khartu. It's pretty much the first, other than the Vandal ships, the first human flyable alien spaceship, and it does look very nice. So we're going to give it a good flight test. Now it's flight ready. Didn't take long to get to flight ready, I must point out. Anyway, let's get inside. Now it's pretty cool. I'll give you my impressions, my thoughts. Again, as always, this is obviously the first time it's been flight ready, so there's going to be a lot of things wrong with it. Most of which will likely be changed, but we'll see how she handles. Now, I suppose the first thing to point out is the field of view, which isn't too great with these bars in the middle here. It could be a lot worse, but at the moment, it's a bit iffy. But I don't think it's going to make too much difference. Secondly, the controls are very unique to this ship. I don't think they're 100% finalized yet. I know they said something about them being just placeholders. But you can see the direction they're going. These look like screens that will display 3D. Because I think the MISC use sort of diegetic UI, don't they? They have like 3D hologram sort of UI instead of our flat on the screen type stuff. But again, until they get it implemented, we can't really tell. So, for me, the best thing about the ship is when it takes off. So, let's just watch it. Oh my god, Constellation. Keep out of the way. Very cool. It sounds and looks very much like an insect. You kind of get that impression of it when it's just sort of unfolds. And also when it folds back up again, it looks like an insect just sort of, you know, getting into its sort of sleeping pose. I don't know. But anyway, let's get back up and we'll fly off. Very, very nice. Now, something I'll point out that I'm not too fond of, which isn't really a big deal, but it's an issue, is the thing with human ships. They're very streamlined, human ships. Very much sort of aerodynamic, and single-seater ships especially, you could fit them through very tight spaces. Particularly things like the 300 series, the Auroras, the Mustangs. But with the Khartu, it's kind of fanned out quite a bit, and you've got bits sticking out all over the spot. And I know as a racing ship, it's going to be a bit difficult to fit through those little checkpoints. And there is actually a well-known racer who uses the Khartu, so I'm not sure how he manages. Again, remember, it's still its first iteration, so these little fan thruster wings are a bit iffy at times. But it does look cool, and I love the whole variation between this and human ships. It is very much different. Now, this was actually the first ship that was spotted by the humans during the Cold War against the Xi'An. They would see these ships flying around the sort of checkpoints or the borders as scouts, just sort of checking up on the human activity and so forth. Now, the top speed is 220 with an afterburner of 325, and then cruise, which now counts down to top speed, which is pretty nice, is 620, which is practically about the Hornet speed. And unfortunately, they said that the speed was supposed to be more agile and a bit quicker, and at the moment it's more like the speed of a tank. So I reckon that will likely change. I think it's just sort of a placeholder for now, much like the rest of the ship, like the controls and things. But we shall see. Let me see if there's any jobs to do so we can get some combat going. Oh, there's plenty to do. Right. Something new is this cool quantum jump, which is completely different to what we've seen in any other ship. It's kind of like you're going through a wave. I assume that's to do with the sort of alien tech. I don't know if that's going to be the same for every other ship, if that's just a new updated version. Here we go, we've got some pirates now. So we have two M5A lasers, which are size 3 lasers. I believe they're gimbaled, which I suppose makes... Oh shit, what an idiot. Ignore that. Now the combat is not the easiest. It overshoots. And you have no bloody countermeasures at the moment. But it overshoots due to, I suppose, it's the same problem they had with the Cutlass. And it's... Oh god, he's hit him as well now. And it's thrusters that move. They're odd. They're a bit awkward. They kind of make it drift a bit too much. And it does turn pretty well. But as I say, once you've turned, you can't stop it for some time. And I'm not aiming too well at all here, am I? Hopefully over time with a few more iterations to it, a bit more balancing, it'll be a lot easier to handle. And with the M5s, you've got good firepower with the M5s. They are decent weapons, so really it should be quite a formidable ship. But I think at the moment, just the handling alone lets it down. But it's keeping up with an M50 when it turns, so that's a good way of judging how quick it is. Oh, one hit. I know an M50 is a difficult target, so I'm sure you'll all forgive me for my adolescent flying. If that even makes sense. There we go. That's kind of an iconic shot there, isn't it? Now, I do like the Khartu Al. Again, I'm not really a major fan of alien spacecraft. But with the Xi'An technology and stuff, I'm sure it's going to be more interesting than other ships we have already. But this is just more of a first impressions, first look. The thrusters do look incredible when they're firing. Again, probably Xi'An tech there. But let me know your thoughts. Hopefully over time, when we get a few more iterations, I'll take another look at it and see how it does compare to other sort of light fighters. Maybe even compare it to the Sabre. But we shall see. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you like them? Do you own one? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I shall see you next time.